Hey, greetings everyone, it's Mar, just coming at you with another quick little vlog. It's been a while since I've uploaded anything on the channel, and as you could probably guess from the background, you can kind of see the reason why, combined with the fact I did do a post a little bit ago to tell you all why, so you didn't get worried. And that is, I've moved again since the last time you saw me. Now, assuage some of your worries, no, it's not having to do with me getting evicted or something like that. It was a opportunity that fell into my lap via my old college buddy Tiffany, someone she knew through someone else, and it was location closer to work, so shorter commute, and the rent was cheaper, almost by half. I mean, I could still afford rent about what I was paying before. It's just one of those things like if you could take the opportunity, take the opportunity. Now the only downside is that the room is smaller. Like, let me just show you off the whole room this way. Moving this screen real quick. Alright. The wall. All that. Door goes out into the hall. I'm on the second floor. That room goes into a bathroom, which that was another thing, is having a bathroom all to myself, so couldn't beat that. I do have some stuff in there right now. And a closet, all that. Red. Let me get that back. Now, I've been here just about a month. It'll be a month and a couple days. It's just, I still have stuff I gotta put away. It's just a slow process trying to figure out where to put everything. I do got everything from the old house. I do have some stuff in a storage unit, and I'm debating whether I'm going to keep all that there or eventually move everything out into the garage that I'm not going to use. And it's like I said, it's a slow process. Like, even this, see this is most of my anime and sets. I still have to put a few things in there and then figure out where to put a bunch of other stuff. Like, I got some sets right there, including, as you probably, I'm not sure if you can tell, but those are my Raymond ones right there. Still got a couple stuff in the garage I got to bring up. I'm even partially thinking of adjusting how I have the bed eventually, like switching it against the wall right there and then moving other stuff, but it's a slow process. I mean, I already got my Blu-rays and stuff underneath the bed, so that's something. Probably going to start putting some over in the desk area. If I do, there'll probably be some sets over there. Probably move the little fridge and microwave setup a little bit further. Maybe put one of them underneath the desk thing. But I am liking it so far. The only thing is it definitely feels different with the other change that's recently happened in my life, which I have to bring up, which is another reason for the thing, because if this change had not happened, my schedule and everything, probably I would have had everything figured out within the last half a month, but I am back on graveyard shift. Like I mentioned before, I was on graves for a little bit a couple years ago when I first got promoted up at work. And then I was able to move back due to another person's promotion not going through. But unlike that one where I intentionally chose to move due to being promoted, this one I was essentially told by other people. I'm not going to go into it because I can't technically, but it's like work related stuff I don't want to go into here. But I've mostly gotten used to the switch. I mean, obviously, sometimes the sleep pattern thing you're not going to get fully used to, and you got to adjust it, and some days you're not going to get as much sleep as others, partially due to having to do stuff and partially due to, good old ADHD. Gotta love it. Well, with that, it is weird having to do stuff either having to do stuff immediately after you get off work, try to take a little nap and do it in the mid to late afternoon, especially since I'm switching later in the year where the sun sets early. So when you first wake up and it's dark, you're going to be like, okay, what time is it? Get your phone and be like, oh, it's only that. And if it's a day where you don't sleep that often, you're going to be like, okay, caffeine's your friend. Now, the work is still what the work is. It's going to be the same no matter what. It's just going to vary depending on day of the week. So there's that. Only upside is I got better days off. I go from having a Tuesday, Wednesday off to having a Thursday, Friday off. So there's that. That does make things a little bit better. And of course it gets the busiest day of the week out of the way as my Monday, so pulling off a band-aid. So there's that. I do kind of miss actually working a little bit during the day or having that part of the day before going to work. especially with everything. But I can definitely say the move did help with that regard with the commute, because I was still at the old house at the beginning of the Switch, at least for the first month of the Switch, and I can tell you the commute home from work, from where I was living, sucked. And that was mainly because living in Riverside, the overchange at the 215 and the 60, oh my god, that the traffic at that overchange is abysmal. Partially due to people not getting over earlier when they should have, and then just slow traffic from early morning commutes. I mean, I thought the traffic going up that commute for my old shift was bad, going there like 1 in the afternoon, but this was worse. Especially since it's the other way going, it's like, wow. Because it would stick for miles. And I've driven that traffic a little bit going to where I used to live, and that way it's not as bad, but then you also had multiple ways that you'd get there in more or less the same amount of time, whereas there, like, you. It is what it is, though. Here, the only nitpick I really have in comparison to where I was at Riverside is the street sweeper schedule. I think it would be better if they did it the way they did in Riverside, where they do one side of the street one day, the other side the other day. Now, I understand, like, some of the side streets are not going to be able to do that for, but it's just one of those things, like, they could do that. They could find a way to do it instead of just doing one street wholesale. Because it makes having to figure out where to park a lot worse. I guess I could try to find out where exactly what streets are serviced on what day, but it's one of those weird things, like, yeah. But so far it's working. It's just I got to park the Highlander, like, about couple blocks away on an area where they it's basically just dirt on the side of the street, and the other one I gotta park at an angle or come home after they've done it. But it is what it is for now, at least. Not really much else to go over. That's all the life update. Other than, I think I mentioned before, finally getting the money from the house sale. That did help pay some bills down. I was able to finally get around to replacing the Corolla. I got a 06 Camry now. I mean, I had to put in a little bit more money from that into it because of some wear and tear things, since it's an 06, which kind of sucked since it happened right afterwards. Before anyone says about talking with a dealership, that's what happens when you do an as-is sale. When you buy a used one, that's what happens. But, it's to be expected. Plus, it was after I drove it to and from Vegas for When We Were Young 2023, which was a fun little event, even though I felt very, very tired by the time I got home from it. But it does drive well. It does save me on gas, and mainly because of the volume. I mean, its gas consumption's probably a tad better than the Highlander is. I wouldn't say a tad, probably it is way better, I noticed, but it doesn't consume as much gas because of how much you're putting into it. It's just its overall gas mileage is better. The only thing is now I got to replace a light on it, but that's to be expected. You got to replace, your front and back lights on occasion. Highlander is still good for at least a local commute, going to Costco for big sale stuff. And there's not really much else going on. Other than once I start getting more of this stuff, I'm probably going to have some more videos to upload. I do have one more of the Rayman videos in the can. I've been meaning to upload it, but I just haven't gotten the new computer hooked up, and it's not on the laptop I'm recording this on. So that'll probably be the next one. So with that one, you're going to notice that I am in the background weird at the old place. I'm going to look through the channel, see if there's any of the older videos that I haven't uploaded. For those of you who don't know about the gaming channel, I am going to try to upload a little bit more on there. Probably start uploading some of the older stuff that have been transferred from this account, like get my original Final Fantasy VII videos more updated, put some of my old retro Let's Plays on there. Trying to think if there's some other stuff I want to do. I'm thinking of maybe doing a stream on there when it comes out of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I know video game wise, there's some stuff I haven't streamed on there as I finally beat Ragnarok Valhalla the other day, and that was a choice, but it was finally figuring out the right way and the right configuration of stuff of getting past tier. And boy, was that an ending, yeah. Even though I bought it, I haven't played it. I got the the Resident Evil 4 remake, so maybe I'll at least stream like the first couple levels on there so I can comment on my thoughts on the shifts in tone, because I've seen some of the clips and they definitely made it a lot more serious. That's really all I have to say right now, other than John, those last couple Patreon requests, I still plan on getting to them. It's just one of those things, I gotta get the schedule and time thing right, so hopefully, because that's really the only weird thing about this schedule is getting around to recording stuff. I mean, I might be able to record stuff at night, but because of the difference in the rooms and the wall stuff, but I might have to do it like in the earlier part of the night, or wait until it's like, a couple hours from when I'm recording this, because I'm recording this at almost 3 in the morning. It's a work in progress. That's what I'm thinking. Since the bathroom that is all mine used to be one that's supposed to be shared between bedrooms, and then they just gave it to me as just a perk of renting. I'm thinking of getting some of that soundproof stuff that you can remove and then putting it against the wall, so that, it's a courtesy thing, so that the guy in there can't hear what I'm saying and I can't hear what he's saying. That was a courtesy thing. Plus, then I can record this stuff at night and not be too much of a hindrance. And really, that's all I really got to say about right now, because there's not much else going on. Probably doing another vlog in a month. I might be doing this as a monthly thing. Of course, in a couple months I turn 35, so there's that. That'll be interesting. I'm thinking that for my 35th one, doing another one of those Q&A videos. If I do, probably beginning of the month, I will do the video where you can put your comments in, and I'll answer them all during the video. Stay tuned. I do got a couple other videos planned, and I'm thinking for around that time. Like, I got another good idea for a off-the-cuff one, but I might turn into a video essay one, but I think off-the-cuff would work better, and that is childhood movie memories. And I don't mean just watching on TV, but I'm thinking more like going actually to the movies. And I've been wanting to do this for a while, but what sparked it was having to take my friend Tiffany that I mentioned to the airport and picking her up from the airport. Well, during one of them, we stopped at a Target in order to kill some time before going to a restaurant. And while in there, I realized that shopping center used to have the movie theater that I saw The Lion King at. I always thought it was the AMC across the way, but it's just like looking at that parking lot, and nothing about the configuration seemed familiar. Like going in there and seeing a building that was obviously a theater at one point but is no longer, I'm like, wait a minute, this is looking familiar. This whole configuration, it's just one of those things where you're like, aha, this is it. And because of that, now we got that out of the way, and should be interesting. There's a couple other ones I got in mind, and ones I still want to do. Like, I still want to do my rebooking videos. I know some of them I've been meaning to get out of the way. It's just kind of hard to when you're kind of in a writing slump. And since it is coming to an end, I do want to go and revisit the My Hero Academia anime and finally get around to reviewing the seasons past 4. That'd be fun. I know I gotta review Demon Slayer past the first season as a video essay since I got the first one, but slow projects. There's some other ones I want to revisit. I marathon watched through it past the point of review, but I did get a little bit of a ways into One Piece. I'm actually right after they left Alabasta. And I can say the anime, the story is just as good as I remember it being, since I haven't revisited that part of the story in probably almost 2 decades, and it was fun. Right now, just in the anime, I'm like, I can't really see why people are complaining about the pacing, because I think it's going by pretty well, even with the hands off of a couple filler episodes, which this is the type of filler episodes I don't mind. But I hear, like, is in a couple arcs, I'm going to start to notice it. But we'll see. I'm looking over at my manga, see if there's any other things I got to touch on. Oh, that'd be a fun one, like VHS memories. Which, that's going to be the one fun thing, is putting on my VHS stuff, which is what I'm thinking, some of the stuff downstairs. in the garage, but we'll figure that out. I do know I'm going to at least have my big block cases out and all that. And part of that's going to be dictated by how I can put the bookcase up, because that's going to be weird, because I got my shelf thing in there, and how I'm going to have my hanging shirts thing is something that I don't got to set up right now. It's gonna be fun once I get everything configured just right, but like I said, it's all going to be a work in progress, so it is what it is. Hope you're all doing well out there, and until then, everybody. Oh, one last thing, Odie does say hi. He's still here with me. Say hi, Odie.